What's up, guys? This was a requested video on how to take the cylinders out of the rear and to replace the seals on the cylinders themselves. First thing you're going to want to do is jack up the car by the frame, put it on jack stands, and once you have it on jack stands, the tension on the rear cylinders should be off so that even if your tires are still touching the ground, that's okay. All you're really trying to do is take the tension off of the springs. So jacking up the car by the frame, putting jack stands underneath it, let's just say a foot, you've jacked it up about a foot, your rear end should kind of move around just a little bit at that point. Now, so what you're going to first want to do is once you've got it to that point and you've dumped your car and everything like that, you've dumped the cylinders and everything, you're going to want to go in the trunk and disconnect your hose that's leading to the rear cylinder. That's the first thing. Obviously, grab you some paper towels and whatnot to catch the fluid that comes out, because it's going to come out. Once you've disconnected that, then you are going to be coming down here, and you'll see on most vehicles you'll see a power ball. The power ball looks like this. Now, some of the power balls have what's called a set screw. The set screw is normally like a little Allen that sits in here that basically, once this is tightened down, the set screw holds it in place. Some of them have that. Say about 50% of the ones that I see have it. These are brand new, but they don't have it. So anyway, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to have your cylinder sitting right here, but everything that's up there is now, there's no real tension on it. So all you're going to do is you're going to take this right here, and sometimes this can be difficult to get off, but you're going to take some pliers, some really big pliers, or a pipe wrench. Pipe wrench is my preferred method only because it's so much easier. You can get so much leverage, but literally this just spins off. The top piece spins off, okay? So your first thing you're going to do while it's sitting on the rear end right there, is you're going to spin this off. Now your cylinder is still going to be right here, okay? You're going to spin this off, but once you've done that, you grab the cylinder and literally just pick up on it. And as soon as you pick up on it, you can pick up on it and either slide this way and come out, or slide this way and come out, one way or the other. So you're going to pick up, pull it down, and now the whole thing should come out and pretty much look like this, only with the Powerball part on the bottom. You'll have the top piece that you just unscrewed, as well as the ball itself, still attached to the bottom of the cylinder. So this little ball right here will actually come out of the cup here. So this part will sit on here with the ball coming out on the bottom. And then you literally just take it off, and you can take your cylinder just like this and take it and replace the seals at that point. Now, I will show you really quick on a different cylinder how to replace those seals. And it is very quick, very easy. So I'm going to show you that. I forgot to mention, some of the older builds, the way that it was done without power balls, and the way that it was done pretty much is they would take a pipe and literally weld it to right here on top of it, and then they would have taken a spring and set the spring right over top of it. It's called a coil under setup, and it's very similar, but the difference is you just don't have a power ball. So once you've disconnected the hose, you can literally just pick it up and then pull it out. It was kind of a more dangerous way of doing it because the spring had, if you hit a hard enough bounce, the cylinder and spring and everything could bounce right off of it and fall right out while you're driving down the street. That's why we don't really do it that way anymore. There's better options, but it's the same scenario. You just do the same thing and then lift it up and pull it out. All right, so now we're going to talk about opening up the cylinder to get to the O-rings. Now, remember I was talking about a set screw? This is a set screw right here. This cylinder actually had one, which normally they don't. But anyway, this one had one. So that set screw needs to be loosened before you can get it off. All right, so first thing, I'm focusing on regular style cylinders because they are very similar to the telescopics. Oh, shit. The telescopics are pretty much the same. The only difference is you have two of these, and basically it comes apart the same way. You take this one apart first, and then you slide the inner shaft out, and then you take this one apart and then slide that shaft out. That's how you would replace those. But anyway, going back. So once you get that loose, you're going to take a pipe wrench or something else, and I'm putting this in a vise, but whatever you do, do not squeeze this much, because it will warp the inside of the cylinder, and then the cylinder will be kind of useless. I'm just using it to hold it still. So you break this loose and then spin it off. It will probably be more difficult than that. Then the fastest way that I've seen to get this off, or from my experience, the fastest way to get this off, is that you set it just like this. And you got to be careful when you do it like this, but there's an inner piece that's like a ring right here. And what you're going to want to do is take you an air supply, and with a little rubber tip, and you're going to want to put it on the thing here, or on the fitting here, and blow a little air in it. Try not to blow a ton, because this thing will shoot out like a rocket, but just give it a little bit, just enough to get the inner shaft to come out. See that? Now give it just enough to where it pops out. It's probably going to make a mess. See? Look at that. Scared the shit out of me. Anyway, all right. So now this is that inner shaft that I was talking, or the inner sleeve basically that I was talking about. So this goes in there like this. This seals it up, and then this slides back over to screw it in. So now you've got this out, and now you have access to the O-rings, but pay attention to how the O-rings and the little white things, I can't remember what they're called right off the top of my head, but anyway, make sure that you pay attention to how these are on here. Now you can look at this one and see how they're put on here, but not everybody made the same, make them the same. So they may have a different procedure. There may only be 2 of these. Anyway, the point is, when you take it apart, just keep an eye on how it came apart. So what you're going to be looking for is a few different things. Sometimes replacing the seals is all you need to do, but from my experience, once seals start to go out, there's a reason for it. Sometimes it can be because the inside of the shaft is scored up or scratched or something, so it's causing the cylinder itself to blow the O-rings. Anyway, so what you're going to be looking for is like scratches and stuff like that. Like, for example, this one's got a little notch right here, and I can feel it. So before you even replace these, what you're going to want to do is take some fine sandpaper and kind of file that thing down just a little bit, and try to make it to where it's nice and soft. Because if there's anything in here sharp, it's scoring the inside. It is cheap to replace the O-rings, but if you have scratches on the inside of this, the cylinder is pretty much useless, because it's going to keep blowing seals. But anyway, you can get these seal kits from just about anywhere. Most of your hydraulic shops, they've got them. Rudy Primo seals, Stinger seals, there's all kinds of good places that's got them. So just get those, replace them just the way that they are. And also you want to make sure that this is tight. Sometimes this comes loose. Make sure that that is tight. After you've changed out the seals and everything, or before, it doesn't really matter. It would be a good time to check the power ball to make sure that it is actually you know, tight on the actual power ball, which I'm not even sure I can get this one off. This one's probably all scarred up. These are old cylinders. Anyway, so once you pull this out, on the bottom side of the power ball, there will be a screw, which you can see it right here. It'll be attached to the bottom of your shaft there. And it would be a good time to go ahead and check it. Normally it's a big Allen. Just go ahead and check it and make sure it is tight. If it is not tight, normally what I'll do is I will take this part and I'll wrap it really good with a towel of some kind or something like that. I'll stick it in my vise so it can hold it still, but you do not want to scratch this thing up at all. Put it in the vise, wrap it with a towel a bunch of times, hold it still, and then I'll take, if it is loose, I'll take my impact gun and hit it so it puts it in there really good. All right, so just make sure that you've put it back together the same way that it came apart, and make sure that you have the sleeve goes up in there just like that, and of course everything else has to connect the way that it came out. Slide it back up in there the same way that it came out. Put everything back together, make sure it's nice and tight, put your hose on, and then hit the switch. You can bleed the lines if you want to, or just wait till it returns back to the tank and then just open your tank. Make sure that you fill your pumps again, because you probably lost a little bit of fluid. So just make sure that you're topping it off. Another thing you can do, a lot of times these things come with a grease fitting. This one doesn't have a grease fitting. So what I would end up doing is, while it was off, I would literally take a big old glob of it and just throw it down in the ball. That way when this thing gets back down, there's nothing but, you know, fluid down in there or grease down in there, so that it can move around and do what it's supposed to. As always, I hope that you found this video informative. Make sure that you check out the description below. A lot of times I list different things like companies to get things from, helpful videos, things that you may want to know. I've listed just a bunch of stuff in the description area. So make sure that you like and subscribe. I post videos all the time. It helps to learn. It grows your mind. It's good for you. So make sure that you subscribe.